So welcome back students. So basically self pollination is the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. When this same flower transfer is possible, that time it is called the self pollination. So it occur in pea and mustards, or you can say the hibiscus flower. This kind of pollination is be possible. Suppose in case of two different plant is there in a garden, so that time the pollination may be occur, and that type of pollination actually is your cross pollination. So basically cross pollination actually derive the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the flower from one flower to the another flower of the maybe it may be different, but the species or the flower type should be same. So that time the cross pollination will occur. Okay, so this kind of cross pollination occur. See the diagram. So the two different plant is there, and the flower that is actually the same, that means the same type of flower, but the transfer of pollen grains from this flower to this flower. So this type of pollination actually is your cross pollination. Okay. So what are the differences between the self pollination and the cross pollination? See, self pollination occurs within a flower, but cross pollination it will occur with two flowers but the same species. So in case of self pollinations, flower do not depend on the agencies of the pollination. Self pollinations do not require any kind of agencies or pollinating agents, no need. But in case of cross pollinations, agent is required. In case of pollination, that means your self pollination, pollen grains are produced in small number, but in case of cross pollination, pollen grains are produced in a large numbers. Self pollination, no wastage of the pollen grains occurs and thus economical, but in cross pollination many pollen grains may be waste. So this is this is one of the disadvantages of the cross pollinations. Okay. In case of self pollination, there is some disadvantages. Suppose the self pollination will occur, that time the same type of flower the pollination will occur. That means the flower that is actually is arise here, and then when the pollination will occur, the same flower will be formed. So if pollination having the one disease is there, so the next flower that will be produced, that will be the same disease. Okay, but in case of cross pollination, maybe sometimes if some plant having the some problem or some disease is there, but in case of cross pollination this type of problem will be decreased or reduced. Sometimes in case of cross pollination, flowers are the very good to see, and they are the large in size, as well as their color of the petals will be very bright, and the scent and the nectar will be produced in high amount. So these are the basic differences between the self pollination and the cross pollination. For your exam point of view, this is important. Okay, now coming to the point, that is your pollinations of the insects, or you can say that what are the agent of the pollination. So actually agent of the pollination, many of the things will be agent in case of cross pollination, like your insect act as a pollinating agent. In case of cross pollination, wind is another pollinating agent. Sometimes your water is act as a pollinating agents. Okay, so one by one I will discuss the everything, that is your pollination by insects. So if garden you have visited, sometimes you observe that many butterflies, bees and moths, and what are the insects doing? They basically doing the insect visit the flowers for nectar or honey, but at the same time they help for in pollinations also. So in case of, if you characterize the insect pollination flowers, so flowers has been very large and brightly colored of the petals to the attract insects, and number two, that is your pollen grains are rough and sticky. So these are the basic characteristics of the insect pollinated flowers. As well as in insect pollinated flowers, in case of pollination by the winds, this also be happens. Sometimes you noticed the flowers are being pollinated by wind. Observe that the mechanism of pollinations in wheat or maize. In wheat or maize, the dry pollen grains are produced in large quantity. Sometimes it's also in garden, you have seen that many of the small materials will be flied around your environment. So that is actually your pollination. Actually this is found in garden basically. and this the small spores size of the material or substance be flying around us or around the environment, around yourself also. So that is basically your pollens, and that pollens has been carried out by the wind actually. So wind actually the pollen grains are the very light in nature, and these lightweight pollen grains easily carried out by the wind towards the another flower, another plant, and easily pollination is be occurred. So suppose that if garden is there, there is the only one plant, and one fine morning and suddenly 2 months, 3 months after that you have seen that many of the flowers has been arised, many of the plant will be arised, or you can say that many of the flowers will be arised. So how it is possible? So by the wind is act as a pollinating agent for this pollination purpose. Okay. So now the character, if you characterize the wind pollinated flowers, so same thing. So flowers are the in case of wind pollinated flowers, the flowers are the small with long filament and large and feathery segments. Pollen grains are the light and dry, and pollen grains are produced in the large number. So these are the characteristics of the wind pollinating or pollinated flowers. Okay. Now coming to the point, pollination by water. So in aquatic and the submerged plants such as Hydrilla and Valisneria, pollination is brought about in water also. So see this diagram. In Valisneria, this kind of pollination will be occur. So what are the characteristics of the water pollinated flowers? Male and female flowers are become born on the separate plants. There is plant in the plants are dioecious, and as well as the flowers are small, and so they can easily float in water. Pollen grains are produced in large quantity. So these are the characteristics of the water pollinated flowers. So whenever this pollination will occur in underground or even under the water, so this type of pollination is called the pollination by water. So what are the difference between the insect and wind pollinated flowers? So in case of insect pollinated flowers, flowers have large and brightly colored in petals, and wind pollinated flowers, but flowers are small and they do not have showy petals. And in case of insect pollinated flowers, they produce a scent and nectar, but in case of wind pollinated flowers, they do not produce any kind of scent because the pollination is not be heavy. So this is the reason. Okay. In case of insect pollinated flowers, the pollen grains are rough and sticky, but in case of wind pollinated flowers, if you see, pollen grains are light and dry. In case of insect pollinated flowers, the pollen grains are produced in small quantity, but in case of wind pollinated flowers, the pollen grains are produced in a large quantity, because large amount are transport of pollen grains from one flower to another flower. So this is the very large amount. So that's why it is be floating around you. So in case of insect pollinated flowers, the filaments are the short, but in case of wind pollinated flowers, the filaments are the long. So this is very important. Okay. Essentially, wholers are not much exposed, but in case of wind pollinated flower, the male and female parts are be exposed in the wind. Okay. Now coming to the point that fertilization part, the process of the fertilization. See this flow chart. First of all, pollen grains are the deposited on the stigma of the flower, and after that the pollen grains are begin to develop in a pollen tube, and pollen tube grows and downwards through the style and to reach the ovules. And after that the process will be occur, that is fertilization process. The first cell, that is your zygote, will form into an embryo, and after the embryo will develop into the seeds. So this is the process, or you can say that the flow chart of the process of the fertilizations. Okay, thank you.